Perfect. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another certified OG Schaefchen video. This time we're doing something a little bit different. Initially, Manny and me wanted to do another round of Q&As, but we figured this video is gonna be one big question only, because one of the most commonly asked questions is, first of all, how many cars do I have, what cars do I have, and how much do these cars cost? We're gonna focus on all of that in this video. So I'm basically gonna show you my whole collection. We're gonna talk about every single car I have, how much it cost me to get, what we did to the car, and how much it's probably worth now, which is going to be, well, I guess quite interesting, because
very interesting.
I'm financially unresponsible, and you're going to see today why I am financially unresponsible. I currently have, well, 13 cars, but you don't know one car, and we're not going to show you this car. So one secret car and 12 not secret cars. So yeah, well, actually, I guess we just start. A few cars are missing, and we're going to get to that later. I think we're going to start with this car over here, because this is my latest acquisition. Really quick, before I start going into depth about the cost of all the cars, you guys have to keep one thing in mind. I'm talking about Austrian prices, and we here in Austria, we have crazy taxes on the cars. So we have something which is called Nova, which based on the emissions of the car and how much horsepower the car has and how big the engine of the car is, you pay a certain percentage of that on top of the car. So right now, like the maximum percentage that you pay on top is 80%, so it's really fucking expensive.
Insane, yeah.
So just keep that in mind. I think for this it's like 30% on top of the German regular price. So just so you guys have kind of understanding what it is.
First things first, to Eddie.
Eddie right here is my little Latvian friend. Well, Eddie is basically a pretty stockish, it's a bit modified. Yeah. It's a BMW E36 323. We're gonna have major plans for this, and I hope it's gonna work out, because it's gonna be so fucking amazing. You guys are gonna shit your pants, literally. Well, yeah, Eddie cost me, I think it was 3,500 euros.
Yeah.
And we modified a little bit, which was like, I guess 2,500 with the crash. So 6,500 euros. This is how much Eddie cost me to be here in this garage. Obviously, I have no idea if this car is even worth near this amount, but yeah.
It's
Eddie,
cheaper than you buy it here.
It's cheaper than buying a used one here in Austria, that is for sure, but also it's in very fucking bad condition. Thing we have to say about Eddie, for example, is, well, like, the only good thing about Eddie is that the interior is surprisingly in a very good condition, which, well, I guess we can keep the interior, but everything else just has to go. Like all the underside of the car, I think we need a new door here. Manny and me, we're gonna try to do most of it ourselves, like all the basic stuff. Let me know if you guys want to see videos of that, because I think that's gonna be quite chaotic. Speaking of cars which are in a bad condition, here's my Evo 5. And this car surprised me a lot, because I bought this car back in 2019 for 38,000 euros.
Yeah, that was cheap, yeah.
Which is, by today's prices, I did not know it, but Petrol Positive told me, because my Evo is one of 17.
Yeah, 12-ish, 17.
Yeah, one of 17 in the whole world, which is an original RS left-hand drive Evo. So this car is crazy rare, and also, as you can probably imagine, it's crazy expensive. If this car would be in a good condition, it will be probably close to 100,000 euros. Yeah. It's not in a perfect condition. I guess it's like probably 60 to 70-ish, which is still more than I paid for it. But also I invested quite a lot. I paid like 20k for the engine.
And the roll cage, the seats and everything.
The roll cage and the seats, so probably like 25k I put into the car to have it standing like it is here. We're gonna take good care of it this year, I promise you guys. We're gonna do a full rebuild of this car, gonna make it shiny and new again, which this car obviously deserves. And then it should be at the end one of the nicest Evo 5s around, I hope at least. So yeah, if you guys are interested, we're gonna take you through all the steps. Obviously, I can't wait, because I love this car. And seeing it like this here, it just breaks my heart. If you look in here, I mean, I don't know what the fuck they did with the roll cage, but the roll cage, on the other side, it's even worse. The roll cage is rusty. Every time I step into this car, I get a heart attack. Yeah, this has already seen better days, but it used to be really nice. Well, maybe if you clean it, it's not so bad anymore. But this is pretty much what 20k in an Evo engine gets you. Also, we really need to restore this engine, so...
But it looks cool.
It looks pretty nice, yeah. Yeah, moving on. This is one car which most of the European people don't know much about. It's the only registered one in Austria, so finding prices is a bit difficult. I bought this for 210k in Austria, 2019 as well. Oh no, 2020, sorry. Yeah, it's basically a stock ACR Viper. You have the 8.4 liter V10 inside, which looks just fucking amazing. You open it, it's just a huge chunk of engine. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it in the future. Kind of want to turbo it, but
Twin turbo. Every time he sends me TikToks of the twin turbo Viper and tells me, man, should I do it?
if you want to twin turbo my Viper, let me know. Also, speaking about shops, because we need many shops.
Yeah, lots of them.
If you want to help us restore the Evo or the E36, if you want to help us make the project, please just DM me on Instagram, because we need many mechanics this year.
Yeah.
We need many, especially good and cheap
Yeah,
mechanics.
restoration guys.
Yeah, restoration guys, if you want to have good advertisement for your shop, just let me know. Yeah, anyway, so 210k in 2020. Car is pretty much stock except for the exhaust. I had to buy a new engine because the old one blew up on the racetrack. So that was 40k down the drain for nothing.
And a long waiting time.
And yeah,
That
I
was-
waited 1 year for the engine. But yeah, now the car is running great again, and I still made a profit, I guess, because the cheapest one I could find in Germany is around 300k right now.
Insane.
So prices exploded for
Yeah.
these cars. So in Austria, I think it would probably be like 380 to 400k. So this is.
And please do us a favor, don't call it a Corvette.
But anyway, really quick on the Viper before we move on. All of this is stock. Most people don't believe me, but the wing and everything, even the counters on the front, you can order this like this from factory, which is the ACR Extreme package. Yeah, not even the police believes me sometimes when they pull me off, but this is in fact stock. This is a proper race car. You have all like the cooling and shit. It's all exposed. This is the fuel tank. It's very, very nice. I love it. The only thing I kind of want to have is bucket seats, because these seats, I don't know, they're not like we're used to.
No.
But you have a manual shifter. You have this nice steering wheel stuff.
Yeah.
This car is just
It's a proper race car for the
proper
street.
race car. Speaking of race cars, this is perfectly GT3 RS. But honestly, like, there's not really much to say about this car. It's a stock,
Completely stock.
2021 GT3 RS,
Yeah.
which cost me 350k in Austria in 2020 or 2021, 2019. 2019.
19, yeah.
I guess prices have not really changed much ever since, and I did not really do anything except service and stuff.
For me, it's funny because the car you care the less. It's got a nice, nice cover and everything. Every car you love, like this one, is completely naked.
And then we can go to this car, which is my M3 G80, which all of you guys probably love and know. We are still in the process of fixing my front bumper because I kind of fucked it up a little bit. So this is what it looks like it is.
But it's not so bad.
No, it's not so bad. I paid 140k for this in Austria in 2023. I don't know, I think it got a bit cheaper, obviously.
Intake, exhaust,
Exhaust software.
management, yeah.
And obviously the
coils?
coilovers, suspension, yeah, and the wheels. Oh, and I painted the front stuff, but that was like, I don't know how much it costs. Probably like 10k altogether, I guess. So 150k altogether, and now the car is worth, I guess, 110 probably.
Yeah, kind of.
Austria. I don't know. I have not checked the prices yet, but that's kind of what I'm guessing. Yeah. This is my sister's car, so I'm not taking this. It's not mine.
Yeah.
Now to the biggest money pit, which is my R35 GTR. I honestly can't tell you how much I paid for the car because I don't really know. I think it was like 130 in 2018, 130k, yeah, which was a stock 2019 because it was the new model year. So like brand new.
Facelift or
2019 facelift.
black edition?
Black edition,
Yeah,
something like that.
so- something like
track,
that,
I
yeah.
think it was a track edition.
Okay.
Track edition R35 GTR, and then I did pretty much everything you can do to it, like engine-wise. I have the Medisma 850 kit, which basically upgrades your complete engine. That costs 25k. It upgrades the turbos as well, so I guess 30k with the turbos. Then I have straight cut gears in it, which also cost like 10k. So then you're like 40k if my mathematics is correct. Then you have the suspension in it, which is 5k. Then you have the wheels, which is another 5k. So then you're at 50k. And then you have the seats. The seats are pretty cheap compared to the fucking rest of the car. So we are at 180k altogether. Not taking into account the amount of rear and front bumpers I've needed, because that's a shitload. I destroyed at least like 4 front bumpers and 3 rear bumpers already, and that's always really expensive. This is a Nismo rear bumper.
It's so expensive.
And it's broken already. So yeah, we're gonna do one trip with this car and then it's gonna get restored, and then I should be, because yeah, you saw it in the last year's video, this car got beaten on quite a lot, but this car deserves love too. So complete underside of this car is getting new, also front rear bumper, and it's gonna get an engine service as well. If you guys are interested, we're gonna take you through that. The pricing for these right now, they're like 150k, like stockish in Germany, so I would say I'm pretty even,
And they're rising.
yeah,
they're
they're
rising.
rising because they are not legal in Europe anymore, the brand new ones. so you can only buy used ones.
Yeah.
So that's why the price has basically exploded over the last years. I think this is like 160 in Austria as it is right now with all the modifications, or like 150 maybe. So I lost like 10 or 20k, which over the time I've used this car, I think it's very, very okay. I mean, I had so much fucking fun with it. So.
But I think that's the most popular car that everybody knows you. This, the E90 and the G80 right now.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I can open it, but you don't really see anything. I can open the hood for you. It looks completely stock. So.
Ja, ist wurscht. Ja, ich wische da noch ein
It looks a bit ugly because we have not cleaned it, but you don't really see that it's modified a lot, which is good. But yeah, so far to all. Oh, we forgot one car, which is my daily driver. We have my 2021 Ram TRX, which you have to import, like the Viper. These cars are not being sold in Europe, so you have to import them from America, which is a pain in the ass to say the least. But yeah, this car in Austria is like 200k, Germany probably like 140, America 90k, I guess.
Yeah.
But I love this car. I think like every penny on this is worth it because this is probably one of my favorite cars, especially the daily drive. If you look into here, it's really nice quality compared to the Raptor, which I had. And also you have just so much room, especially in the back. It's just so cool. So this is just, yeah, I love it. The only thing I did to it was the black wrap, which did not really cost me anything. So I hope this car is still like 200k.
And the spacers or?
And the spaces, yeah, they also like
nothing.
So 200k, hopefully, probably still. Now, let's go to the garage because I can't show you the R34, I can't show you the Supra. Yeah, there's a few cars which I can't show you, which I'm gonna talk about really quick right now. Which, firstly, is my R34 GTR, because this car is still in the US. We're gonna hopefully fly over there later this year and do a couple more videos with it. The R34 I bought in 2018 for 130k euros, but it was in pretty bad condition as well also. So it was really rusty from the other side. It's a V-Spec 2, so very rare, especially with this colorway. I think one of 170 in this colorway, V-Spec 2, which is crazy. So one of not many with this colorway.
Yeah.
We rebuilt it last year completely, which cost a shitload of money.
Yeah.
But it was worth it because it's so clean and so nice right now.
And now you get addicted to it a little bit.
Yeah. Now that I see how nice it is with the R34, I kind of want to have it on every fucking car.
Yeah.
Restoration cost like 120, 130 altogether. So then you're 260 with the base car. I already got offers for like 400k. I got 3 offers for 400k for this
Insane.
car, which is crazy. And it's really hard to put a value on the car because it's like so rare, and also like all the stuff that's done to it and stuff. So it has 40,000 kilometers on the chassis itself, so that's also crazy. Yeah, I would say it's a 400k car probably.
Yeah.
350 to 400k, but yeah, for me it's priceless. I would probably never sell it. I've always wanted to have one.
Yeah.
Can't wait to have this car back in Europe as well. So next car is then my MK4 Supra, which I bought for 80k in 2020. It's the right-hand drive, manual, big turbo. This car was also a money pit. I had to buy one engine already. This engine, I bought the car, then I drove it for a few kilometers and it blew up. So I had to buy a new engine, which was altogether like 25k, I think, with turbo and stuff. That was the one that you saw on a dyno and like all the other videos, that was this engine. And then after 2,000 kilometers of driving, this engine blew up. So right now it's blown up. I have a big hole in the engine. It's at MPS Performance in Germany. They're gonna take care of it, hopefully. And then hopefully it's gonna last a bit longer than last time, because that was very disappointing. Spending 25k to go 2,000 kilometers with the car is
it's a little bit shitty because everybody says 2 JCs are not destroyable and everything.
And it's not even my fault. I had it at a mechanic shop and the mechanic drove it and then the engine blew up. So that was
pretty shitty,
really shitty. But yeah, now MPS, I hope they're gonna take care of it. I already got the bill for the new engine, so it's gonna be like 30k.
That's the most important thing for them, the bill.
80k plus 25 plus 30 is in my head 115? 135. So is this 135. So I'm 135,000 euros, probably a bit more deep into my Supra. I think that's also pretty much the price that I would get for it right now in Austria if I would sell it with the new engine in it. So we're pretty break even on that one as well, which is cool to know. And also my Supra is pretty clean. So yeah, that's also a very good part. That's one of the only cars which is pretty clean.
The engine bay is insane. Was insane.
Then obviously I still have the fucking Miata, which I don't know if you guys even remember, but I bought a Miata in America. I still have that. It's a very funny story. I can't tell the full story yet, so you guys have to wait because there's more to it. This car has been through a lot, and I've also been through a lot, but I can't tell you. I can't talk about it. Anyway, after all that happened, Alex Choi picked up the car at some spot and he drove it back to Los Angeles and it just fucking blew up.
But it's not an hour drive or something like that. It's 4 or 5 hours.
4 hour drive and it like blew up. top of the 1 hour driving. So Alex, thank you. Yeah, that car was 7K in America, and I think right now it's like 3K. So good
yeah, the
investment.
hardtop is the most expensive
The
thing.
hardtop is the most expensive. But yeah, I still have the car. I think we're probably gonna at one point fly over there and just put a new engine in it, and then I don't know what to do. Then I kind of still have the pre-runner. Yeah, the pre-runner is also in America. That was 115K. I'm trying to sell it, so there's not really much to talk about. It's somewhere in America still. Regarding American cars, that's basically all I can talk about. I have one more car in America. I'm not gonna talk about that. Just be prepared for the future videos. It's gonna be pretty cool. I guess you guys are gonna love it. So for the last two cars, which is my M3 and the RS4, we're gonna teleport really quick right now. Das Teleportieren ist immer so raus. Anyway, we have now successfully teleported to the last two prized possessions of my collection. The last two which I can show you basically. The first being my lovely E90 M3. It's a bit damaged still from our Finland trip. We still need to kind of fix that. But this car, I think this is one of my favorite cars I have. As you already saw in like the last couple of videos, we did pretty much everything to it you can do. Like the engine is completely new, everything's reinforced, car is crazily spec'd. I bought this car from Mani, which you already know, not the cameraman Mani, but the mechanic Mani, in 2021, I think, for around 65,000 euros here in Austria. Ever since then, I have invested a shitload of money because alone the engine rebuild was like 45K, so that was quite a lot, sadly. I also have a new differential in the back, Drexel differential, which is also like 4K. Yeah, obviously service and all the other stuff. So altogether, this car is really a money pit. It's probably worth around still like 65 or 70K, maybe a bit more now with the new engine. Let's say 80K. Let's do a bit more. Let's say 80K. Still a minus of this car. Next to it is my RS4 V8, which was one of my most recent purchases after the E36. This one cost me around 40K. I invested exactly nothing into it ever since, except for KW V1 suspension, which has been obviously holding up great. Perfect for winter because it doesn't rust. That was like 700 bucks, so it's not very much. I guess the car is still worth pretty much the same like it was when I bought it. Yeah, so I think that pretty much concludes every single car that I have. RS4 is stock. This one, not so much. This is the price that I spent. This is the price that it's worth right now. I have no idea how these two correlate to each other because I have not done the maths yet. I leave that to my editor. But also you kind of have to take into account that obviously I have to do services on the car, I have to pay for fuel, I have to pay for insurance. So that's really also another shitload of money over these like 4 or 5 years that I've been like doing car stuff. It's really a lot, especially like the R35, fixing it all the time. And yeah, I am financially irresponsible. And you probably should not do the same as me. Unless you want to have fun, then you should definitely do the same as me because it is a shitload of fun. All in all, it is a shitload of money invested into my cars. And you're probably wondering right now, how the fuck did this idiot make so much money? I already did a video on that. Feel free to click on that, I guess. Apart from that, I honestly want to say thank you guys. By buying my merch and stuff, you really helped to pay me for quite a lot of the expenses that I obviously have. I really appreciate it. 100% of all the money that I get by you guys buying my merch, I put it into projects like these, like making my Evo new again, or also the E36 project. That's gonna be a huge project for 2024. Is gonna be my E36. We just made the plans for this with Mani. I know roughly what it's gonna cost now. It's gonna be insane, but I promise you guys, that's gonna be, I hope we can do it like we're planning to do. If it works out, it's gonna be the coolest thing you've probably ever seen in an E36. We're gonna take you step by step through all the processes. Gonna make the car pretty in the beginning, and then we're gonna do all the technical stuff in the end. It's gonna be cool. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this probably a bit more informative video than usual. Yeah, I guess I see you guys in the next couple of videos. It's gonna be pretty interesting. We have a pretty crazy trip ahead of us, and summer is already starting, so it's gonna be cool.